Welcome to Carrot Stretches video 6, which is the final video in the Carrot Stretches series. This video looks at the well-known position of the carrot or the treat between the knees. This movement again focuses on dorsal flexion of the thoracic and lumbar spines as well as the pelvis. There is also some engagement of the thoracic sling. This time I've started with Elsa. First of all, I just wanted to recap taking the treat towards the fetlock. This movement also encourages dorsal flexion of the thoracic and lumbar spines and pelvis. However, and hopefully you can see this in the video, it's the side opposite to where the treat is being presented where the most flexion is created. However, as you should see in the next video, when the treat is presented between the knees, the flexion should be more equal on either side. As she reaches for the treat, she lifts and flexes over her back. Now you can see on the right fall that she slightly bends her knee, so she's cheating a little bit. Now rather than her bend the knee, I'd prefer her to engage and lift the thoracic sling, which you'll see her do on the next video. Despite her bending her knee slightly here, she still is engaging her core and lifting her thoracic and lumbar spines and pelvis. Therefore, the movement is still having a positive effect. If you compare it to this video, however, which was taken after the first video, so she'd had a little bit more time to warm up, you can see that she's far straighter in her limbs. She still engages her core and lifts her thoracic and lumbar spines and pelvis, but she also engages and lifts her thoracic sling. It's like she's lifting her chest up to get out of the way to make room for her head to come between her knees. Now let's compare this with Mischief. She finds this difficult, so I've had to replace the lick with a carrot for added incentive. Although we did achieve some lift in her lumbar spine and pelvis, did you see what she did with her knees? Unfortunately, I'm slightly in the way, but try to see what she does on a second attempt. She places her forelimbs as far out in front of her as possible. This lowers her body so that she's closer to the ground and makes it easier for her to get the carrot. So if we look at these videos again, now we know what we're looking for. We can see here with the bend of the knees, there is a mild dorsal flexion of the spine, particularly in the lumbar part. Then when she takes the forelimbs out in front of her, there's no dorsal flexion of the spine. She remains lordotic throughout and no engagement of the core. So how do we overcome this? Like anything that we're not very good at, practice is the thing that helps us get better. And therefore, I do think that this is a movement that Mischief needs to practice. However, I need to make sure that she practices it in the correct way. There's no point her keep practicing, stretching her legs out in front of her and not engaging her core or flexing over her back like I want her to. So first of all, I've put her bum nearer to the wall so she can't evade the movement by rocking back so much. And then I've gone back to the lick rather than the carrot. Although the carrot did provide extra incentive, I've gone back to the lick because I think she's more likely to give me just smaller movements with the lick that she's not quite so interested in. Then what I'm trying to do is just carry out small movements with her and giving her a break in between and then asking her to come back towards her knees and maybe just get her nose just between her knees but not too far back, so that she's only carrying out small movements to first of all improve her confidence, but then also to help her increase that flexibility and engagement of her core so she feels confident to carry out the movement in the long term. I think at this point, all I'm really getting is some very small engagement from the abdominal and core muscles, but that's okay at this point. She needs to be able to engage them and strengthen them to enable her to maintain that posture and feel that she's confident enough to be able to then lift over her back in the future and engage her thoracic sling and maintain stability while she's doing that. And at the moment, I just don't think that she's got the confidence that she feels that she can. I hope that these videos were useful to you and gave you some ideas to help you when carrying out the carrot stretches or dynamic mobilization exercises at home with your own horses. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments or to contact me directly. And thank you for watching.